If you're interested in FIFA Mobile, I currently have a second channel where we run a FIFA Mobile Road to Glory, link down below. And if you need any coins for Ultimate Team to get a head start on the game, head to the link in the description. Use the code TVM for a discount at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new player review coming thick and fast today. Now we go and turn our attentions to the 82 rated Bradley Dack, the player that you'll probably unlock before any of the other two. In fact, you'll definitely unlock it before any of the other two. 4-star, high medium work rates, 5'8", although I can tell you that in game he feels so much taller than 5'8", and I think it's to do with the body type. He has a stocky body type, which you might think, well, it's just going to make him feel a bit, bit bigger, bit wider then, if you will. But I mean, it does, but at the same time, it does make him feel a bit taller. I was very surprised. I don't know why, I just didn't take it in that he was 5'8". Went into game with him, and I honestly thought maybe 6'1", because it honestly does feel that big, and that, I mean, it's not a problem, I don't suppose. It's just one of those things that I wasn't expecting. So before you go into a game and you think to yourself, wow, this is a tall, strong player, he's not meant to be tall. I'm trying to find Lionel Messi because I think Messi's 5'7". Yeah, Messi, right? Okay, Messi has more or less got a lean body type. But Lionel Messi is 5'7". And then if you compare those two next to each other in game, worlds apart. Absolutely, it's like having Vernon Kay next to Dennis Wise. It doesn't make any difference. If you're not from the UK, you haven't got a clue what I just said, but it doesn't matter. 86 rated. Nope, no, he's not. He's 82. He's got 86 acceleration, 80 sprint speed, which for a cam is not bad at all. 89 attack positioning, which is good. 84 finishing, which is good. 81 short passing for a cam, very low, as well as the vision being 81. Now, bear in mind, of course, this is an 82 rated card. We're not here talking about the second coming of Quincy Promes. We are talking about a 4-star Bradley Dack. So just bear that in mind. 90 agility, 90 balance. That has to be a lie. There is no way. 75 reactions, 83 ball control, 84 dribbling, and 85 composure. In terms of the upgrade over the base card, 9 and 8s across the board, 7 for acceleration and sprint speed, but it's fine. It's a good upgrade, and to be fair, on the face value of things, it's a good card, sort of. For an 82 rated, it's a good card. I see a lot of people crying out for objectives to do, and when EA drop them, there's always complaints about how they're not good enough. We need to move away from EA ever giving us cards that can replace the cards we currently have in our starting 11. They won't do it, right? So it doesn't matter how much we sit here and moan and stamp our feet and complain, they were never going to release a 90 rated Joshua King, an 88 rated Scott Sinclair, and an 87 rated Bradley Dack. They were never going to do it, right? So what we need to look at is, how do we use them? Can we use them? And are they any good when we do end up using them? So we can't use them in FUT Champs because they're quite simply not good enough. And that more or less goes for all three of them, although I won't ruin the reviews of the other two. But, I mean, you can and you cannot. It depends who you are, and it depends on what your team currently looks like. But do you want to use them in Rivals? I mean, if you're a Championship fan, I suppose so. Maybe. That's up to you. But the way I see it is that Managerial Masterpiece, for example, is a 77 rated max rating game mode. You can't go in there with Mbappe, Neymar, Van Dijk. You can maybe use one of them if you sacrifice several other areas. When they first released Managerial Masterpiece, I was coming up against people who had Mbappe up front, and then the rest of this team was obviously 365 rated silvers on the bench, and the rest of it was sort of 75, 76 rated players. You can do that by all means, but wouldn't you rather have maybe 3 or 4 75 rated cards and then a couple of 82s, 83s? That's the way I really look at this. So you can get Bradley Dack in there that links to Sinclair, nice strong link between the two. And like for me, for example, I've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka at left back. I've even got 2 super subs I can bring on. Most people, when they play Managerial Masterpiece, they don't have super subs because they know full well that they can't afford the rating. So maybe they put 75 rated cards on there that are like sort of half usable, but not really. I had Ansu Fati and Jan Felix on the bench, so I had a bit of skills and pace to come off if I really needed it, you know? So with the likes of these cards, I think we need to look at it from, are we going to be able to use them in objectives? Because we can't use our big boy players in objectives. We can't use the cards we really love to use, or have to use to get results in my case. But what we can do is use these cards, especially when we have restrictions of maybe an English player in no more than a 77 rated team or something. When Icon Swaps comes around as well, of course, that they'll probably ask for championship requirements, first owner. You're not going to have good cards unless you complete these types of objectives. Bradley Dack is not a bad card, right? And I'm not going to try and sit here and lie to you and say, oh, he's really good, you need to unlock him, he's fantastic, and he'll replace the whatever cam you currently have in your team, because it's just not the case. He won't replace anyone that is currently in your starting 11 unless you've just started the game and you've barely touched any mode and you don't really have a team. If that's the case, then fair enough. But more often than not, no, he's not going to replace anyone in your team. He only has 70 penalties, by the way. So long as you time it or put it right into the corner, they're always going to be very effective. And that's kind of where, when you look at penalties and you look at the stat and you think, oh, we can't take them, doesn't really matter. So long as you can half time it right, you should be fine. Let's have another try, shall we? Put it in the corner. We time it orange, it's fine. Or yellow, it's fine. So long as you time it green, orange, anything but red, you are fine. He's a good card, but he's not amazing. I think he's good for the likes of these type of things. So when you compare him to other like-minded cards of 82 rated or below, you're going to get what you play for, essentially. You're going to get a card that can, position-wise, he can match up against some of the best in the game. He's always in the right place at the right time. You've already seen the very early stages of the clips. He was there for the drag back for Scott Sinclair on many an occasion. The pass there, somehow, he manages to get it up and over the top to the runner, which is not something that I take lightly, actually, because he doesn't have very good passing at all. They're a bit of a dodgy pass, but he managed to do the step over, get the pass through to Ansu Fati, who, of course, is not going to miss from that distance. We got absolutely slapped in that game. However, we did have our fair share of chances. And again, another little roulette there, because he does have the 4-star skills. I know you only need 3-star to do a roulette, but still, hits the bar there in an unfortunate effort. Ansu Fati finishes it off. Of course he does. But, I mean, it's not a card I want to take into FUT Champs. It's not a card I want to take into Rivals, to be honest. But it is a card that can be used in certain objectives quite nicely as well, I might add, if there are restrictions to ratings or you need championship players. It's not going to be a card that you rush out to get because you need him for your team, but if you do need him for a specific objective, he's got a lot going for him. Good aggression, good strength. Of course, his acceleration is nice. The fact that they have skill moves is a big bonus, in my opinion. 4-star skills, very important. Not as important as 5-star, but still pretty good. And of course, links to that Scott Sinclair, who, in my opinion, is the best of the three. And of course, he does get a soft link to Josh King as well. So if you do have any championship objectives that you need to complete in the future, first owner especially, happy days. Definitely comes with his downside. Feels a lot taller than maybe he should do, which means the agility and the balance don't feel as good as they possibly could. The reactions are very dodgy, so sometimes when performing a drag back or a particular skill move, he won't really do it fluidly, which can be a little bit annoying. But on the whole, for an 82 rated, you get what you play for. It's not a bad card for objectives, and that's the way I look at it. So if you have enjoyed this play review, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really does help me a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.